Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hello everyone, so congrats if you are sitting in cash, because this is when we start to salivate. So this is going to be a fairly short video, and the reason for that is I did a very in-depth video last Thursday. I think it was 18 minutes long. This is the exact same setup, and I shouldn't say exact because there are some differences, but those differences favor the bulls in my opinion for a more significant bounce to play out because we are more oversold on certain time frames. So we'll look at that all. I'm using the exact same game plan from that video last week. It's my game plan. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but I already started to scale into my positions, and I will add tomorrow at the open, especially if we get that initial week open, push down, and then we'll look for the low of the day to be set in the morning and then a bounce to play out. So I'm going to be playing all of the three. I actually added money into my account today for this play. I'm playing APH, WED, and ACB. I have positions in all three of them that I got in the last hour of trading, and I will be looking to add in the morning. So MJX lost the daily uptrend, higher low support. That's not AB. There we go. MJX lost our higher low of support. So that is now not support, although we didn't break it significantly. So what I'm looking at is the next support all the way down at 31.25, but individual supports aren't really important to me right now. What's important is the RSI and how extended we are to the downside. I saw the exact same thing. Honestly, I had deja vu all afternoon when I was watching the setup, and it just was the same thing as last week. So here on the 4-hour time frame, MJX 4-hour RSI. Here we are down at, let's see, we're at the 20s. We're at 24. And we scroll back, and ever since it became MJ, this is the most oversold the 4-hour time frame has been. We look at the hourly chart. Hourly RSI is down in the low 20s. It has been this low before, but it is certainly oversold. So these are a couple of reasons that we're going to be looking for a bounce in the sector, MJX. And of course, if the sector bounces, the vast majority of individual names will follow the correlation. So I'm looking for clues for MJX to see some upside. And it looks like we have after hours action right now, cooling off this RSI, so I'm going to disregard that a little bit. But let's look at WED. So the daily time frame, clearly bearish, big 4-day pullback, high bear volume, but we had a kind of day, I mean, when you see double-digit percentage days to the downside, and it's coming after a pullback, and we haven't seen 2 green days in a row since the all-time high, that tells me to start looking for entries. These are not long-term entries. People ask me for long-term entries, and it's going to have to wait until we see higher lows and higher highs on the daily time frame and change the trend back in favor of the bulls. I'm not going to try and nail the bottom and then try and swing trade it and have that be my long-term entry. I'm going to trade short-term oversold bounces on the hourly and 4-hour time frame. I'm going to lock in my profit, and I'm not going to nail the bottom. I'm going to give up some reward to eliminate a lot of risk when waiting for the daily uptrend to be reestablished before I look at long-term positions. So that's the game plan. I think this bounce will play out a little bit longer than the last one last week. Same thing last Friday. So 4-hour RSI is not oversold on WED yet, but it is the lowest that we have seen on this 4-hour time frame since all the way back at our summer low. So first time this RSI has been this low since the summer low. Looking at the hourly time frame, right now the RSI is down under 30, and you're going to get different values on your RSI. When I use Fidelity, I get a different value than when I use TradingView, and that's just because of some slight differences, most notably when the candlestick closes, whether it's on the hour or on the half hour. So we are looking down at the hourly RSI oversold. It was a bit more extreme the last time that we saw this flush, but we saw a 10% drop today. We have that 4-hour RSI oversold, and we're going to be looking for a bounce to play out tomorrow with a bullish reversal candlestick on the daily time frame. The previous bullish reversal candlestick saw no follow-through, so Monday had no follow-through. First things first, we need that bullish reversal candlestick tomorrow, but I'm going to be looking for a little bit more follow-through than we got this past time. I do believe that we will see, bounces on the way down. Not saying that our bottom for consolidation is in, but I am saying that we are going to see bounces on the way down to cool off these RSI levels. So I am spreading out. I'm obviously not diversifying much if I'm in the same sector, but I am diversifying in terms of the individual company that I'm going to be playing. And some of them are more oversold than others. So APH had the news that it was removing assets from the US, saw a little bit more bearish reaction with that news. And on the 4-hour time frame, the RSI here is oversold. Again, we scroll back. The last time this 4-hour RSI was this low was down at the summer lows. Has not been this low since then. So we're going to be looking for a bounce. The 4-hour time frame needs to give us a higher low and a higher high. So even if we bounce, anything under 1888 will be just another lower high on this time frame. And for WEED, anything under 3228 will be just another lower high. So have to see a 4-hour higher low and higher high to start to shift momentum and to have confidence that this bounce is going to be a more prolonged one. So WEED hourly RSI, or I should say APH hourly RSI, is down. It started to bounce a bit at the end of the day, and APH closed stronger than ACB or WEED. We had our low, high of the bounces resistance at 1629, and we did form a higher low at the end of the day. So if we can hold this low of 1490, we will look for the bulls to shift momentum and for the bounce to play out. Again, could see another 10% kind of day. We did not hold those gains last time, but if we start to see momentum shift and hourly higher lows and higher highs, we will be looking for a 10% move. If you are in a position, protect yourself. Have stop levels. Scale out some profit on the way up. It gives you a lot of wiggle room. Not only do you have cash to add on perhaps some healthy consolidation, but it lowers your cost basis. If you lock in some profit right out of the gate, your cost basis on where you are break even instantly drops down. So that's an ideal scenario in terms of managing risk. It gives you more breathing room, and we'll see if we can get some significant follow through on a bounce like we have not seen in quite some time. So, ACB. I'm looking at daily support here of 890. I don't think we're going to come down near that level tomorrow. The 4-hour RSI at this point on ACB is right above oversold. Again, you look back, it's the same. We have not seen this since the summer lows in terms of the 4-hour RSI. We look at the hourly RSI. We had a tiny bounce at the end of the day. Same thing with a little higher low. We are oversold. RSI did get to a level where it bounced last week. And we can see, we can use last week, the fact that it's such a similar setup, we can use that as our guideline. So we saw a big bullish reversal candlestick on the hourly time frame. We did see a little higher high, but then it completely faded and fell apart the next day. So we need the big bullish reversal candlestick. We need the higher low and the higher high. And then we need to go to the 4-hour time frame and see it on that time frame. If we can get a 4-hour higher low and higher high, then we know the daily chart is going to see a little bit of bounce. And if this daily chart were to see a bit of bounce, we could see the price, head back to $12. That's a very significant bounce in just a short amount of time. So volume will be important, the amount of volume on the bounce. Again, we're going to be looking, because we closed weak, we're going to be looking for the market makers to open the price weak. We're going to test the lows of yesterday early on, or the lows of today. And if those lows break, then we know. Same thing as last time. We dropped down for 15 minutes after the lows broke, and then the bulls showed up for the rest of the day. So if we can see the lows of this morning or the lows of today, if we can see those hold, that would be a potential double bottom play. But if they break, that doesn't mean, bears are back in full control. That means start looking to scale in, because these 4-hour RSI levels are at extreme levels. And after a double digit, 10, 12% down day, we are going to be looking for some momentum to shift and some shorts to cover and some bulls to buy the dip. And again, just playing this oversold bounce and trying to lock in some gains when they come. And we'll see if this play is the exact same play as last week, and we'll see if it plays out the same way. And if it does, there's going to be a whole lot of money to be made. So that's where we stand. Again, establish your game plan beforehand. Which stock are you going to be looking at? Where are you going to be looking to enter? How many orders are you going to break up your position into? Are you going to break it up into 3 orders or 4 orders or 2 orders? When are you going to scale out on your first profit taking? And you can make some decisions on the fly, but you want to have an established game plan that you are, as your scaffolding, so to speak, to keep you from reacting emotionally. A lot of people see this drop, and I laid it out exactly what I planned to happen last week, and it happened almost to a T, and some people still were unable to get in, and that's just because of uncertainty and emotion and fear, and they froze up. And that's fine. That's going to happen, especially if you're newer to trading, but it's an experience, and it's a learning experience, and the more you feel that and the more you see it play out, the more confidence you'll get to be able to disregard that and make your trades and make your execute your trade game plans. So that's where we stand. again, the more we drop from where we stand right now with these 4-hour RSI levels where they stand, we're going to be looking for a more significant bounce. So I have plenty of cash that I'm waiting with, and I will be adding to these positions on morning weakness. And I hope, I don't know what I was going to say, but we'll see if we get this bounce. Just protect your trades.